In the early 1990s, one Swedish pop group took the world by storm, Ace of Base. Made up of brother Jonas Berggren, nicknamed Joker, and sisters Lynn and Jenny, they emerged with a breezy reggae-infused pop sound that radio couldn't ignore. Ace of Base officially formed in 1987 when Jonas set out to create a band, bringing in his siblings Lynn, Jenny, and Ulf Ekberg, a close friend, as the vocalists. They started blending Europop melodies with reggae rhythms. After honing their sound in Gothenburg clubs and recording demos, they signed a record deal. In 1992, producer Dennis Pop gave their track All That She Wants a slick new mix, and the result dominated radio stations around the world. To many listeners, it felt like a breath of fresh air. And unlike anything else on radio, they didn't stop there. In 1993, the album was repackaged for the US as The Sign, and the title track became a #1 pop hit. They even transformed unexpected songs like their cover of Tina Turner's Don't Turn Around into Europop hits, which also charted. In short, their debut album produced a trifecta of international singles. It was a staggering level of success for a first album, and it pushed them into the limelight. The album The Sign won them big awards and nominations, cementing their status as pop heavyweights. By this time, Ace of Base was on a true roll in the pop world. Sweden is known for its tremendous mark on popular music, ranging from Max Martin, Robin, Abba, and the list goes on. Our sponsor Surfshark VPN allows you to place your location anywhere in the world, whether you are researching Swedish pop legends or have a special interest. Surfshark makes life that much easier. And the best aspect is, Surfshark VPN will keep your internet activity secure so no one can hack your information. In addition, Surfshark helps access geo-restricted content, whether that be Netflix because the content differs based on location, or even location-exclusive albums and songs, and rare pop culture media that can be harder to access, especially if it wasn't globally syndicated. Surfshark helps make it easier. Go to surfshark.com/honestdeal or use code honestdeal at checkout to get 4 extra months of Surfshark VPN. There is no risk in trying Surfshark because they offer a 30-day money-back guarantee. That way, the only risk you will be facing is having Ace of Base's song stuck in your head. And that is the best risk worth having. Ace of Base kept the hits coming through the mid-1990s. On their second album, The Bridge, they delivered more catchy tunes. Beautiful Life became a global dance floor anthem, and the gentle ballad Lucky Love also climbed the charts. On their 1998 album, they even remixed Bananarama's Cruel Summer into a reggae-style Europop track that became a hit single in Europe. In fact, songs like Beautiful Life, Lucky Love, Cruel Summer, and Life is a Flower all reached international audiences. By the late 90s, Ace of Base had sold roughly 30 million albums worldwide, making them Sweden's third highest-selling pop act ever. Their catchy upbeat sound filled the radio and MTV. For a time, it seemed like nothing could stop them. Every new single was a hit. Swedish press even dubbed them the new Abba as they dominated the charts around the world. Their music became the template for sunny 90s Europop. Every summer anthem seemed to owe something to Ace of Base's breezy style. Behind the friendly pop facade though, one member was quietly struggling. Lynn Berggren, the sweet-voiced lead singer on those early tracks, found the fame overwhelming. By 1995, she admitted they were pushing too hard and she felt exhausted. She confessed that she never wanted to be a singer, meaning she only wanted to sing for fun, not cope with being a superstar. The constant touring gave her anxiety. She described feeling her heart skipping a beat and that she couldn't breathe when flying, and later called the whole business a nightmare that made her cry from stage fright. Meanwhile, the pressure on the band was intense. In 1994, at the height of their fame, broke into the Berggren home, looking for Lynn. The intruder wielded a knife and reportedly woke Jenny up with a knife to her neck. This led to an altercation with the intruder and Jenny and her mother. Jenny later recalled that same day they learned The Sign had hit #1 in the US, but she said, "I didn't want to party, I was broken by the news." The band was celebrating a milestone while dealing with trauma. Jonas and Ulf say the incident left Lynn terrified and even more determined to avoid the spotlight. By 1997, Lynn had quietly made her decision. She told the press she wanted Jenny to be in the front now, and without fanfare, Lynn stepped back. On stage from then on, she still played keyboards with Ace of Base, but always out of the spotlight. Often she stood at a keyboard at the very edge of the stage, hunched over in baggy clothes, letting Jonas and Jennie face the crowd. Fans noticed immediately. For example, at the 1997 World Music Awards, they performed Beautiful Life, with Lynn miming in the distant background. It was clear the dynamic had changed. Ace of Base was slowly becoming Jennie's band in practice. After 1997, Ace of Base essentially promoted themselves as a trio. Lynn appeared in almost no new videos or photo shoots, and she absolutely refused to lip sync on camera. Album covers and promo shots from the late 90s onward often obscured her. A famous example, during the shoot for the Cruel Summer video, Lynn was so nervous she walked off set when the director insisted on filming her up close. Another song, Life is a Flower, even had two versions filmed, one with Lynn in the background and one without, and the version without Lynn was released because she refused to mime. By the early 2000s, Lynn's withdrawal was complete. The album Da Capo featured her on just a couple of tracks, with Jennie singing the rest. Lynn's last public performance with Ace of Base was a German TV appearance in September 2002, where once again she quietly played keyboards off to the side. The very last Ace of Base video to include her was Unspeakable. Fittingly, it finally gave her a few clear close-ups on screen. After that, Lynn simply disappeared from the band's public life. In interviews since, the story has been told without drama. Lynn's retreat was her personal choice. Jonas even admitted they often promoted Ace of Base as just Jennie because it meant there was less questions about where Lynn was. Everyone agrees it was Lynn's decision. She later married and had children, living a quiet life, while Jennie, Jonas, and Ulf carried on behind the scenes. Jonas continued writing songs for other artists, and Jennie pursued a solo career. Interestingly, Ace of Base never officially disbanded. As Jennie later noted, they never really ended, and all four original members still hold stakes in the Ace of Base name. With Lynn's departure and changing trends, Ace of Base's chart run naturally slowed. The remaining members released a few more albums, but the era of the major hits was over. Their later singles got some radio play in Europe, but none made a big impact in the US. In 2010, they attempted a comeback with the album The Golden Ratio, which added two new female singers alongside Jennie. The album only charted briefly in parts of Europe and did little to change their fortunes. After 2012, Ace of Base became a legacy act. They never formally announced a breakup, but by that point they focused on their career work. Instead of new hits, fans saw retrospectives. In 2015, they released Hidden Gems, a collection of unreleased tracks and demos. They put out another volume and a 30th anniversary box set. The members focused on other things. Jennie toured as a solo artist, Jonas produced music for other projects, and Ulf moved into music business ventures. Though their time at the top was relatively short, Ace of Base's impact endures. Their upbeat reggae-tinged pop helped define 90s radio, and artists today still cite them as an influence. Billboard noted that some of today's biggest musical acts, including Lady Gaga and Katy Perry, cite Ace of Base as an influence. Lady Gaga said she loved the hyper-catchy bubblegum Europop vibe of the 90s, when she was making her music, and used it as an inspiration. And Katy Perry admitted that she tried to have Teenage Dream sound like The Sign. Swedish pop stars nod to them as well. Singer Robyn said her 2010 song Dancehall Queen was made in the spirit of Ace of Base's style, and British group Clean Bandit have mentioned Ace of Base as an influence on their own sound. So there is quite a bit of Ace of Base spread throughout modern pop. Ace of Base's Happy Nation album still holds the Guinness World Record as the best-selling debut album of all time by a group. The band may have slowed down and moved on, but the sign they left in pop history keeps shining brightly. They are pop legends.